The Jaguars are future focused. This is Jaguars Postgame, presented by Florida Home AC. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, and pride of the Jaguars, Fred Taylor, bring you highlights and analysis from today's game. Jaguars Postgame, presented by Florida Home AC, is brought to you by Farah and Farah, Baptist Health, and by TIAA Bank. Now, to get things started, here's JP Shadrick.
And welcome in. It's Jaguars postgame after the Hall of Fame game in Canton, Ohio at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. All Raiders 27-11, the final score over the Jaguars. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Bucky Brooks is standing by near the Jaguars locker room. He'll have the first word with head coach Doug Peterson after the game coming up. Well, this is all Raiders all night long, Mike. After a weather delay, got us going a little later. The Raiders took over. They took the ball away a couple times and controlled this game throughout.
Yeah, I mean, like we talked about at halftime, the offense never really got going in the first half of this game, and by that point, you're down 20-0. You're just looking for a little bit of a spark out of your second and third teamers in the second half. They looked like they might have had it on that long punt return touchdown by Willie Johnson that got overturned. But other than that, JP, just too much inconsistency. Didn't do a great job keeping the Raiders off the field. I felt like they converted a lot of third downs tonight. And, it's not your best against the best. But to me, the disappointing thing is that Jarrett Stidham was able to drive down, even though they're only field goal drives, get a couple of scoring drives on what passed for the Jaguars' first-team defense, at least among the guys that they had available here tonight. But, a couple of individual good performances, but overall, that's not the way you want to start your preseason.
No, not especially. Now, it started today with many of the starters on defense out there playing for the Jacksonville Jaguars, including Trayvon Walker. All eyes were on number 44 tonight. And the first play, he pushed the left tackle back and hit the quarterback as he threw, caused kind of an errant, wounded duck throw. It ended up being completed on the play. He was called for roughing the passer. They added 15. It was a big chunk play for the Raiders on the opening drive.
It was, but you know what? I took that as more of a positive, that he got some pressure, and I didn't think it was an egregious personal foul if it actually was a personal foul. I talked about it. We watched that replay a bunch of times. Their helmets made some contact, but it was kind of like side to side as they were going by each other. I don't know if he got ruled that he hit the Stidham late on that play, but regardless, it was good to see him get in the backfield, get his first sack, have some good film to go back and see what he's doing wrong. We talked about it at halftime, though. A lot of bull rushing out of Trayvon Walker, but that's where he's at right now in his development. We all know that he's got to develop pass rush moves. I didn't suspect he did that on the plane right up. So, I'm not shocked that that's the approach that he had.
It is a 747. There might be room.
That's true.
I don't know.
Like the opportunity might have been there, but he did have a quick first step off the ball. Like he anticipated the snap a couple of times very well, and that initial quickness showed up. But when the offensive tackle didn't overreact, he really didn't have a counter move to go to there. So, again, we'll see what his progress looks like over the course of this preseason.
Yeah, it's early. I mean, they've had two padded practices, full pad practices in 11 days of camp. I mean, that's just kind of how 11 days since the report day. That's not a lot of time on task, at least so far. So, hey, time is early. There's now, of course, 3 preseason games to go. The Browns coming up next Friday in Jacksonville, the Steelers the week after that, and then the Jags go to Atlanta for a week of practices to face the Falcons in the final preseason game also.
Yeah, I think these next 2 weeks are pretty important, though, right, to build some momentum here because, we sit here and we watch a poor preseason performance in recent years and we go, well, it's only preseason. It's only this, or only have our backups in. Well, the Raiders had their backups in. Nobody's game planning as far as that goes. So, this is the beginning point. Let's see where it goes from here.
Jaguars postgame is presented by Florida Home AC. Call Florida Home AC today, official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And believe me, Mike, when you call these guys, they're out lickety-split. I had a breakdown over the summer. They were out there in a hurry, got it fixed, got it handled, and it was cooling again.
That's what I want to hear.
Fantastic. Florida Home AC. Guys.
Love it.
Let's come back in a moment. Still standing by, Bucky Brooks, awaiting the head coach of the Jaguars, Doug Peterson. And this is Jaguars postgame on the Jaguars Radio Network.
Jaguars fans, huddle up for the best defense against expensive car repairs, CarShield. Score big with the nation's #1 automotive protection company, CarShield. They offer affordable plans that cover over 6,000 parts and systems in your car, truck, or SUV. Don't miss any Jaguars action this season with a car breakdown. Call the MVPs at CarShield for their best coverage ever. Call 800-471-1223. 800-471-1223. Go Jags!
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, one taste and you're feeling good now, smiling wider now, seeing brighter now, bucket dunking now, namasteing now, popping a wheelie now, living lighter now. You're on Tropic Time now. And on Mondays, try our Jaguars Duval Delight Smoothies for $2.99. And you're roaring louder now, end zone dancing now, sipping spirit now. You're on Tropic Time now at Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
Veterans, you may have earned a variety of VA benefits. Did you know VA can help you further your education and pursue professional training? The Home Loan Guarantee Program can help you buy, repair, or adapt a home. VA provides housing support if you find yourself homeless or at risk of homelessness. And don't forget world-class health care. Learn more about these and other VA benefits. Visit choose.va.gov.
Jaguars fans, here's a great way to pay with pride wherever you go. Exclusively from TIAA Bank, the Jacksonville Jaguars Visa Debit Card comes with a fierce look and fantastic features, along with the convenience to make purchases online or at millions of locations worldwide. And it's yours, free, when you open a Yield Pledge checking account. Order yours today. Visit TIAABank.com/JagsCard. TIAA Bank is a division of TIAA, FSB, member FDIC, and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Welcome back. Jaguars postgame presented by Florida Home AC. Final score in the Hall of Fame game, Raiders 27, Jaguars 11. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey. Bucky Brooks is standing by outside the Jaguars locker room for the Locker Room Report, presented by Baptist Health and the Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute, the official sports medicine provider of the Jacksonville Jaguars. We'll go down to Bucky here in just a little bit and see what head coach Doug Peterson has to say about the game tonight. Let's go there now. Bucky Brooks standing by in the Jaguars locker room. Buck.
Thanks, Coach. You talked about this being an evaluation game, so we're not going to measure progress on the scoreboard, but just how things felt. How did it feel for you?
Well, for me personally, it was good to get back on the sideline and really manage the football game and all that and get our substitutions right. And, we made sure everybody played in this game. As we move forward, it'll be a little more – the starters and the guys that we think are going to be on the 53 as we go. But, I thought overall the effort was really good. Tonight we just got to clean up. There was too many little mistakes. We talk about details. We talk about being a smarter football team. And I think tonight we didn't show that, with too many costly penalties at the wrong time. Had chances to get, a couple turnovers there in the football game. And then we got to protect the football. So that was really the deciding factor there.
Well, the one thing that looked good, #1 overall pick, Trayvon Walker, made his presence felt early. What were your thoughts on how he played?
Yeah, I thought he played extremely well. I thought the starting defense, other than a screen and a run, that kind of set up a field goal, I thought they played well. They settled in a couple series there, held them to 2 kicks, and Trayvon did a nice job. He got around the quarterback. He was disruptive. You saw his length and athleticism, his power. And those are just things and tools that we can continue to develop with him.
And thinking about him, it was also Arden Key and Caleb Von Chasen came up, saw some TE stunts, some games, got pressure on the quarterback. How'd you feel about that front line overall?
I thought our D-line, played well. Got enough pressure on the quarterback, disrupted them, and that's one thing that they pride themselves. Arden can kind of move around. He's been a third down specialist, where he's been, and we brought him here for that reason. And Coach Buckner's done a great job of just preparing those guys in training camp, and they're tough to defend. When we do third down situations in training camp, and here come these TEs and ETs and all these pick stunts, it's hard to trade them off and actually protect.
Now it's hard because you haven't watched the tape yet, but it appeared that your young center, Luke Fortinet, looked pretty good managing everything from the sideline. What did it look like for you?
Yeah, same thing. He was good with communication. I thought he really settled into the football game. It's not too big for him, obviously. The tape will, as we get back on this plane and look at it and really see how he did. But I thought overall he played well.
Well, most teams make the biggest improvement from week 1 to week 2. What will be some of the things that you really emphasize heading into the next game?
I got to keep talking about the being smart. We got to eliminate the penalties, whether they're pre-snap, post-snap. and then just working on details and fundamentals. That goes a long way in this league of just honing in your skill, getting better at your craft, focus on the defense or the offensive play that's called, and really just, get better each and every day we take the practice field. And that's what we got to do. And it's a long way until we get to, the season opener. But, we got some work to do.
Well, look, man, we know we'll take care of some of that work next week, and we'll get a chance to see you next week against the Cleveland Browns. Good luck, Coach.
Yep, thank you.
All right, Bucky, thank you very much. Bucky Brooks in the locker room with head coach Doug Peterson. Yeah, penalties, 6 for 60 yards tonight, Mike. And they came in some big situations. Obviously, a punt return touchdown taken off the board. You take points off the board. That's never a good thing.
No, that was the big one, right? I mean, felt like, okay, let's see if we can make this thing interesting here. And Willie Johnson made a nice play, broke a tackle on that run as well that had nothing to do with the holding that was called there. But, that's just a killer. And you see that yellow on the field at the 22, 23-yard line. That thing's coming back. So didn't have enough, big plays tonight to offset the kind of penalties that they had. 6 for 60 isn't the biggest number you'll ever see, but on a night when you're not really moving the ball well, those can kill you, JP.
No doubt about that. Let's come back in a moment. We'll pick a few standouts for this game. Well, it might be a little difficult. We're going to get about 3 minutes to think about it.
All right.
How about that? When we come back, plenty more ahead, recapping the Hall of Fame game. Final score from Canton, Ohio. The Raiders 27 and the Jaguars 11. This is Jaguars Postgame on Jaguars Radio.
Are your heating and cooling costs extremely high? Do you want to extend the lifespan of your heating and cooling system investment? If so, Florida Home Air Conditioning is ready to help you save some money. Schedule your annual AC or heating system tune-up today with Florida Home Air Conditioning for only $59. Florida Home Air Conditioning, official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Call 855-FLA-HOME.
License number CMC 1250399, CFC 1430664, EC 130-08557.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
Travel Camp RV, official RV dealer of the Jacksonville Jaguars, invites you to come shop their huge selection of inventory for your dream RV. With locations across the Southeast, you're sure to find them close by. Get value pricing on the top RV brands in the country, paired with the guaranteed best financing options available. You can also shop their inventory at travelcamp.com. Travel Camp RV has helped more families make more great memories in an RV since 1982. They're excited to add you to the Travel Camp RV family today.
Your pet means the world to you, so Pet Paradise created a slice of paradise just for them. Pet Paradise is your complete pet healthcare destination with resort-style day camp, overnight boarding, professional grooming, and compassionate veterinary care from New Day, all located under one roof. Pet Paradise has over 50 locations open or under development to serve pet fanatics like you nationwide. Book today at petparadise.com, the official pet care provider of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Need pest control that's safe and actually works? Then look no further than Jaguar's proud partner, Kingfish Pest Control. Kingfish is family-owned and has thousands of 5-star customer reviews for good reason. Their high level of customer care and quality service is off the charts. They're the leaders in pest control technology, using the industry's latest and greatest pest application equipment and products. They'll even email a picture of the technician who'll be coming to your home. Let the pros tackle the pest in your home. Go to kingfishpest.com. That's kingfishpest.com. Brooks Rehabilitation has more than 50 years of experience serving the North Florida community with cutting-edge rehabilitation care, ranging from joint replacements, sports injuries, and balance issues to traumatic brain injuries, spinal cord injuries, and strokes. Their highly trained clinical teams span across their system of care to include inpatient, outpatient, skilled nursing, assisted living and memory care, home health, and adaptive community programs. Learn more at brooksrehab.org. Brooks is proud to be the rehabilitation provider for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jaguars postgame presented by Florida Home AC continues. The Raiders over the Jaguars 27-11 in the Hall of Fame game at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium in Canton, Ohio. JP Shadrick with Mike Dempsey. We just heard from Bucky Brooks with head coach Doug Peterson after the game. First game out. And as Bucky said, Mike, game 1 to game 2, you're going to go to the film, get back on the practice field this week with another week of training camp at Episcopal, and then maybe have a better feel about things against the Cleveland Browns next week.
Yeah, you'll have a better feel about things if number 16 is playing quarterback.
Maybe so.
I think we'll all have a little more confidence in moving the football in that circumstance.
Right.
But, that's over a week away. And we'll see. I mean, these next 2 games are the time you're going to see your first-string guys. I mean, they played the first-string defense a few series here, and I expect that you'll get at least a quarter out of the first-string offense next week.
PRI Productions, the official event production company of the Jaguars, has everything you need to bring your next idea to life. Visit PRIProductions.com. Time to pick some standouts in this game, Mike. We'll each pick a couple of guys that maybe caught our eye, and I'm going to let you go first.
Well, I mean, I'll take the easiest one on the board, which is Arden Key. To me, this is a guy they signed primarily based on a really good second half of the year last year. They moved him inside in San Francisco, and he's not built like an interior defensive lineman, but he was very effective using his quickness as a pass rusher there. That showed up tonight. Had a couple of sacks very early in the game tonight. So this was, as much as the Raiders had frontline guys, whatever they consider to be frontline guys out tonight, that's when Arden Key made his presence felt. So I thought, if you're going to pick a player of the game overall, he would be that for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I'll give you one on offense as well. They didn't run the ball great tonight, but Mekhi Sargent had the most rushing yards with 22, but he also caught 5 passes out of the backfield, which was the most receptions. And, here's a guy just trying to keep his head above water and hopefully compete for a roster spot there. Rock Armstead played well at times, but he had a drop. And I thought Sargent, made the most of his opportunities tonight.
Couple of standouts for me, and I think we mentioned this at halftime. Tyson Campbell, the fact that he got up.
Just the fact that he returned, right?
Yeah, took one play off and then came back in the game, which was a great news to hear for sure, because you don't want certainly anybody to go down like that, but not a guy that you're really counting on to get things started at corner this year. Tyson Campbell in his second year in the National Football League. Another guy, Luke Farrell, had 4 targets, 3 catches at tight end, 43 yards, including a 27-yarder tonight. That's a deep room all of a sudden with Evan Ingram in there now. Of course, Dan Arnold's coming off injury. You've got Chris Manhertz, the blocking real option there, though he feels like he can do everything, obviously. And then the younger guys like Farrell now in year number 2. So there's a couple that stood out to me tonight.
Let me just mention one more guy, because I was at a practice on Sunday, and this guy caught my eye. And I'm like, did he really look as good as I thought he looked? And that's Israel Antwine, who had a sack tonight. They had 5 sacks on the game tonight. And I watched him going in the one-on-one pass rush drills, and I thought he had a couple of times where he just blew up a guard, and it really showed a lot of quickness. I think it's an uphill climb for him to make this team, but maybe a practice squad slot for him. And, it's always good to show up in the stat sheet with a sack.
Certainly is. There you have it, some standouts for tonight's game. And time now for the Kingfish Pest Control defensive play of the game. And we'll go with the number 1 overall draft pick, Trayvon Walker. Yes, the opening play from scrimmage, he pushed the tackle back, got in the quarterback's face, and caused an errant pass, but he was flagged for roughing the passer. A little later in the game, he got home for a sack. His first preseason sack, pushed the tackle back. Quarterback kind of moved up and left into the pocket. He just closed on him and took him down on his own for his first sack. That is the Kingfish Pest Control defensive play of the game. Let the pros tackle the pests in your home by going to kingfishpest.com. That's kingfishpest.com. Up next, Mike, VyStar final stats from the Hall of Fame game. Final score in Canton, Ohio. Raiders 27, Jaguars 11. This is Jaguars Postgame on the Jaguars Radio Network.
Experience the freedom of summer with big savings on a new Ford truck or SUV during the summer sales event going on now at your local Ford dealer. Feel free to take your summer barbecue into the night in an F-150 truck. Soak in the sunshine in an Explorer SUV. Enjoy the freedom to go places you've never been with big savings on a Bronco Sport or Escape SUV. Come in and check out a new SUV or truck to keep you feeling the freedom of summer all year round. Your summer of freedom starts with a summer sales event, only at your local Ford dealer.
Committed to the team. Committed to the mission. At Navy Mutual, we're committed to providing high-quality life insurance to members of the military and their families.
Good. How was it? It was good. It was fun. To get back out there on the sideline, be with the guys. It was exciting. Just to be back, and obviously my last game coaching, no fans and all that kind of stuff. So it was good to get the fans back and hear the roar of the crowd and all that. It was good.
What did you see out of Trayvon Walker?
Man, I thought he did some really good things. There was some early good, quick pass rushes in there. He's very disruptive. Showed his length, his athleticism, his power. He's going to be fun to watch, I think, all season.
What do you think from that first over
Him?
Yeah, what do you think you learned about that?
Well, I think there's timing issues when quarterbacks and hitting quarterbacks and when you can hit quarterbacks and all this kind of stuff. And it's just going to come from just watching it, learning from it. But that's something you just you never try to slow down his athleticism and power that way. But he'll learn from it and be better.
The Tyson injury, was that just the wind that knocked out of him?
Yeah, that's all it really was. No big deal. He was checked out on the sideline and ready to go back.
No other injuries of note for you guys?
No, not until I really meet with the docs when I get back in the dressing room. We can give you an update later. But other than that, I think we just bumps and bruises.
How much of balancing you want to keep everybody healthy versus you want to get live reps? How much of that do you deal with?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard, because this game is so it's so violent and the impacts out there, you lose one player, two players, and it can turn your year around in a hurry. So you do balance it, and you make sure that we still have a long way to go before we get to the regular season, and I think our starters know that, and we still have a lot of things to work on in camp. Being mindful that we're still in camp, and just looking forward to this next opportunity.
How did you feel like it went with the substitutions tonight? Were you happy about operationally how you guys?
Operationally, it's something that's hard in preseason because you got so many guys. But I think offense and defensive, the personnel was good. Special teams is where it gets very impactful with the amount of guys you're trying to get in the football game and try to sub for. So, other than that, really didn't have any significant penalties that way, delay games or anything like that really cost us because of personnel.
Were you concerned about not being able to move the ball early on offense?
Well, it's always concerning when you can't move the football. That's the object of the game. But, until we really honestly look at the film and really evaluate, what we did or didn't do. But that's something we have to take pride in. We have to be able to run the football, and be able to stop the run. I think it was probably the two things that, stood out to me in this football game that kind of made the difference. Even against our starters on defense, there were a couple significant runs there and a few screens that just missed a few tackles. But all things that are correctable, all things that we can work on in practice as we move forward.
What did you like from Stu?
Yeah, I think there's some his ability to run the football. One of the things we got to get him, I think, better at is just his vision, just seeing the hole and sticking with the hole, being impatient with it. But other than that, I thought he ran hard, he ran tough. Even the kickoff returns. A guy that, again, young player that is going to learn. He's going to grow from this, and I think you're going to start seeing small steps and small spurts with him.
Doug, why was it important to get the starting secondary out there tonight for some work together?
Well, it's always good for that secondary to get out there. Communication is probably the biggest thing. They can talk and identify formations and different route combinations and things like that. But it's always good to kind of get them kind of in a rhythm early, and really more than anything, kind of focus on the communication aspect of what they need to do.
Coach Doug, I know it's a couple of weeks off we all come to Atlanta. But in the grand scheme of the exhibition season, how important are the joint practices that you all have?
I think they're good. I think they're impactful. I think they can really help your team. Your starters can get really good work, for a couple of days before we play that game, and it'll be good too. It'll be about the right time of camp to kind of break from Jacksonville and head over to Atlanta and spend a couple of days there.
Were you using tonight at all? I mean, your history says you're aggressive. 60-yard field goal, 4th down, 2-point conversion on a night that you didn't start a lot of guys. Did you at least try to install that mindset in guys? And how did you go for it?
I did. The long field goal, we know Ryan can hit that. Plus he had a breeze behind him, and he just pushed it off to the right. Plenty of leg to get it there. In the 4th downs, I mean, gosh, we dropped the snap on a 4th and inches and stuff like that, and a couple other 2-point conversion and all those things. There's things that I talk to the team a lot about. And I'm going to continue to put them in situations. Just understand that we're going to have an aggressive mindset, as we go. Be smart about it, but still be aggressive.
Can you talk about your takeaways from Walker's NFL debut?
Trayvon, I thought he was good. I think I saw or felt, or you could see his length, his athleticism, his power. He's going to be a good player.
Doug, did the delay in the conditions at all make you adjust how you played guys?
No. We handled that really well in the dressing room. We're 20, 25 minutes, I think, from, the actual time that we would have been on the field, and we had great communication with the league and just made the necessary adjustments. The guys stayed loose in the locker room and, stayed hydrated, so it didn't change anything or impact what we did.
You mentioned the screen passes that they were able to exploit. That's kind of been a trend over the last few years in Jacksonville. Did you see that at all when you first got here and looked at the tape from last year? And is there a way of combating whatever the reason is?
Yeah, screens can come in bunches and waves. Sometimes you're good at them, sometimes you're not, and it's just when you don't game plan teams and you're just really trying to evaluate and run your offense and defense, what you've been doing for the last week and a half or so. Sometimes they're hard to see, and these screens were called 1st down, 2nd down, not your typical 3rd down screen. So just being aware, and understanding, how a team might play and impact you.
Which is a big play like the kickoff return when you're evaluating the guy. Do you give more weight to that as opposed to what you might see in practice?
Well, so one area that you just don't practice live a lot is your special teams, especially your kickoff returns, punt returns, things like that. You're doing a lot of drill work in training camp and obviously we had the long touchdown called back with a penalty, and again, we'll learn from it. Player will learn from it, and it's just hard in training camp when you don't really practice those live until games. The timing is off just a little bit. The speed is different.
You mentioned earlier this week about what you want to see from the vets that aren't playing in the support, and it seemed like Devin Lloyd was right at your hip the entire game, yelling, cheering him on. What did you see from some of these guys?
Yeah, they were engaged, and I challenged them in this game to really be a set of eyes for the young players that were playing, and felt like they did that, and Josh Allen was one that was standing right there, and Devin Lloyd and those guys were all standing right there, and even the guys that came out of the game, they were still engaged and cheering the players on that were out there playing, and I think it's a good sign. It's a good sign that these guys are coming together. They support each other, and it's good to see.
What did you see from Chad Luna
I
tonight?
thought early on, the game might have been a little fast, but he really settled in and made some nice plays as he continued to play. And it's for me too. It's hard sometimes to comment until I see the actual tape and film, because at ground level you see one thing and then the film will say another. But I thought overall he settled in and did some good things.
Doug, your players have already talked about how you've changed the culture in a short period of time. How important was it for you to establish that so it can translate eventually into success on the field?
Well, you want a place where everybody enjoys coming to work and they enjoy the environment and the people and understanding that we're going to put in the hard work, because you can't substitute for that hard work and preparation as you strive for a championship, right? And these guys have bought in. It's fun to go to work there and see the enthusiasm and the excitement. It's a young football team, and they know what they need to do, and sometimes you don't get that all the time, and you kind of have to show them. But these guys are eager. They want to win. They want to flip it around and feel like we're on the right track.
Let's wrap it up.
Okay.
Coach, thank you very much. Just real quick, I know it's only preseason, it's only one game, but if I may ask, would you say there are some positives and some negatives, like first impressions from just what you saw on the field tonight?
Well, I love the effort of the football team. Guys were excited. They were jazzed up prior to the game. I think the effort and the energy was great, obviously, and it's something we can build on. And obviously the negatives, we just got to clean up some of the penalties and be able to stop the run and run the football. Those are two areas of sort of the weak links tonight that cost us points and ultimately the game. All right, thank you guys.
Are your heating and cooling costs extremely high? Do you want to extend the lifespan of your heating and cooling system investment? If so, Florida Home Air Conditioning is ready to help you save some money. Schedule your annual AC or heating system tune-up today with Florida Home Air Conditioning for only $59. Florida Home Air Conditioning, official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Call 855-FLA-HOME.
License number CMC 1250399, CFC 1430664, EC 130-08557.
Brooks Rehabilitation is hiring nurses who want to be empowered as advocates, educators, care coordinators, and leaders in exceptional patient care. They have open RN, LPN, HHA, and CNA positions across their inpatient, skilled nursing, and home health care settings. Join their nationally recognized team, where you'll serve as a central team member doing what you do best, providing exceptional patient care. Apply at careers.brooksrehab.org.
Your pet means the world to you, so Pet Paradise created a slice of paradise just for them. Pet Paradise is your complete pet health care destination with resort-style day camp, overnight boarding, professional grooming, and compassionate veterinary care from New Day, all located under one roof. Pet Paradise has over 50 locations open or under development to serve pet fanatics like you nationwide. Book today at PetParadise.com, the official pet care provider of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
When it comes to water, choose our team, the winning team. Choose CGC Water Treatment. CGC Water Treatment works, and it works for DG too, former Jags QB, David Garrard.
If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Discover the Kinetico difference.
Call CGC Water Treatment at 844-CGC-JAGS or visit cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local independent Kinetico dealers.
Touchdown at Jaguars away games when you fly nonstop from Jacksonville International Airport. Join the Jaguars in D.C., Los Angeles. Watch them win in Philly, Indy, Detroit, Nashville, New York, and Houston. When you fly nonstop from Jax, on airport parking will punt the stress from your travel itinerary. Garage facilities offer defensive coverage from the weather and are a 50-yard dash from the terminal. Economy parking is just $6 a day. To learn more about nonstop flights and on-airport parking, visit flyjax.com.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
Welcome back to Canton, Ohio, Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. This is Jaguars Postgame presented by Florida Home AC. Final score, Raiders 27, Jaguars 11. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Bucky Brooks. On what should be a fun weekend ahead, Tony Baselli will be enshrined into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Saturday at noon is the start of the ceremony, and it's scheduled at least for 3 hours. Baselli is scheduled to speak 5th on the day. You can watch it on the NFL Network or ESPN. Time now for the Baptist Health Injury Report. Baptist Health, changing healthcare for good. There was an early scare. Bucky, Tyson Campbell goes down. All of Jacksonville and Jaguars fans hold their collective breath, but he's back 2 plays later.
Yeah, being down on the sideline, watched him. He kind of threw his body up in there, threw his chicken wing in there to hit the tight end. And, little guys aren't supposed to hit the big guys. And so he went over to the sideline and was kind of trying to work out his shoulder and stuff like that. But it didn't look like it was anything major. He came back in a couple plays later, and so there was a sigh of relief for Jaguars fans.
That was the play of the night, as we said, when he walked back out on the field. No question about it.
I don't remember any other major things that happened for
Nathan Cottrell was limping around a little bit.
Yeah, kind of like a hip pointer almost. He took one.
It didn't seem like he was limping when he spiked the ball. We down by 50 points.
He did.
Twice.
Yeah,
dancing and stuff like that.
Got that 2-pointer.
Getting hammered. And he's over there celebrating.
Kept it a 2-possession game, bud.
Yeah,
Come on.
2-possession game.
Onside kick. You're back in it. Come on.
Just some situational awareness at that point. That's all.
Okay, it's fair.
That's all.
That's fair. That was the Baptist Health Injury Report. Baptist Health, changing health care for good. And the Jaguars Game Day radio broadcast is brought to you by ViStar Credit Union. Do good, bank better. We'll return with a preview of next week, our final segment in Jaguars Postgame on the Jaguars Radio Network.
Everyone circle up. I know it looks rough out there. Sure, we're down 24-6, but we came here to play differently. We need a game changer. Something like Ring Central, the business phone system that's more than a phone. I want you to communicate like you can talk to anyone, anywhere, all from the same app. Now get out there and play like you're using Ring Central.
Ring Central. Simpler communications.
You're beyond busy. Between work and the kids, the dogs and the cat, let us help. With Publix Delivery powered by Instacart, you'll get the items you need from the store you know. Just shop online, select the time you'd like your order delivered, and grocery shopping is done, giving you more time to take care of everything else.
Publix Delivery, powered by Instacart. Visit Publix.com/delivery to shop now. That's Publix.com/delivery. Item prices vary from in-store prices. Service fees may apply. Available in select zip codes. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Jaguars fans, here's a great way to pay with pride wherever you go. Exclusively from TIAA Bank, the Jacksonville Jaguars Visa Debit Card comes with a fierce look and fantastic features, along with the convenience to make purchases online or at millions of locations worldwide. And it's yours, free, when you open a Yield Pledge checking account. Order yours today. Visit TIAABank.com/JagsCard. TIAA Bank is a division of TIAA, FSB, member FDIC, and the official bank of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Experience the freedom of summer with big savings on a new Ford truck or SUV during the summer sales event going on now at your local Ford dealer. Feel free to take your summer barbecue into the night in an F-150 truck. Soak in the sunshine in an Explorer SUV. Enjoy the freedom to go places you've never been with big savings on a Bronco Sport or Escape SUV. Come in and check out a new SUV or truck to keep you feeling the freedom of summer all year round. Your summer of freedom starts at the summer sales event, only at your local Ford dealer.
Jaguars Postgame is presented by Florida Home AC. Call Florida Home AC today. Official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Bucky Brooks from Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium in Canton, Ohio. The final score, the Raiders over the Jaguars 27-11. Next week, the Cleveland Browns come to town. They've been in the news lately, Bucky, in Cleveland. For a number of reasons.
And we'll probably have an opportunity to see the main reason, the main problem that has been kind of hovering over the Browns' head will be Deshaun Watson. He'll probably play that preseason game because he'll get some work in all of the preseason, then go on the shelf for at least right now. We know the first 6 games of the year. It might be longer. So, we'll get a chance to see him in his full splendor.
Don't be kidding yourself here. This is a good roster too, right? I feel like they've got like an impact player on almost every unit on that team. From Denzel Ward and Myles Garrett, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, if he turns into what they expect him to, Batonio on the offensive line, the running backs, Amari Cooper, David Njoku, on and on. This is a team that, if they had their quarterback situation rectified, they would think they're a serious AFC contender, Buck.
Yeah, I think they do believe they're a serious AFC contender, and I think part of that drove them to make the move that they did when they elected to go get Deshaun Watson and move on from Baker Mayfield. And so we'll get a chance to see it, because I would expect them to kind of treat their preseason a little differently than some teams, because he hasn't and will not get any work. I think he might get a little extended workload. They may kind of come out with the full bells and whistles, so it'd be a great test for the defense, but also it'd be a tough test for the offense, because their defense is also lights out.
You think Trevor Lawrence gets a little time?
Oh, I think so. I think, reading between the tea leaves, I think Doug wants to get the guys out there. It might have been frustrating for him to watch the offense operate the way that it did tonight. I think he will play those guys. I won't say they'll get the full first quarter, but I think they will get a couple series to kind of see if they can get a rhythm established.
Yeah, these next two games are the ones you're going to see Trevor Lawrence or you're not, right? I don't think they're going to put him out there in the fourth preseason game. So whatever it is they do here, getting ready for game number 3 for them, which would be the middle one, typically for another team where they'll probably play him into the third quarter. We're going to see next Friday night and hopefully get this offense off to a quicker start than they did tonight for sure.
Yeah, it was slow starting this evening, but hey, it's game 1, and it's done. The Hall of Fame game is in the books. Final score 27-11. And for those on our flagship station, 1010XL in Jacksonville, stick around. The Scoreboard Show is next. Bucky Brooks will stick with us. No phone calls tonight because we're in Canton, and we'll get back to those next week after that Browns game. So join us, of course, on our social media channels as well, Jaguars Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. VP of Production is Patrick Cavanaugh, Executive Producer Dave DeCandis, Manager of Radio Joe Fortunato. Linda Fortunato is our studio producer. Brent Reber, Trent Padilla, Gabby Dalton produce our videos for Jaguars.com. For our entire crew, for Mike Dempsey, this is JP Shadrick saying good night. Final score, Raiders 27, Jaguars 11 in the Hall of Fame game on the Jaguars Radio Network.
The Jaguars are future-focused. Welcome to the Jaguars Scoreboard Show. This is your chance, Jaguars fans, to sound off about today's game. The Jaguars Scoreboard Show is brought to you by Farah and Farah, Baptist Health, and by TIAA Bank. Now, waiting to hear from you. Here are Mike Dempsey, Bucky Brooks, and JP Shadrick.
And welcome into the Scoreboard Show from Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium in Canton, Ohio. The Raiders over the Jaguars 27-11. No calls tonight. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Bucky Brooks. A little slow start for the Jaguars offensively. The debut of Trayvon Walker. He made an impact early in the game. Arden Key with a couple sacks. But overall, just a little bit sluggish, as Doug Peterson put it, Buck.
Yeah, sluggish, sloppy, how you want to describe it. It wasn't up to the standard. Too many turnovers, too many mistakes. Couldn't execute at a high level, particularly on offense. You know, the quarterback play was not exactly efficient nor effective. And so you needed to see a little more for this team to move the ball down the field.
Yeah, fortunately, I don't think we're going to be relying on the quarterbacks we saw tonight in the 2022 season. If we are, that means things have gone very, very disastrously wrong. JP, you hear that little intro there? The Jaguars are future focused. I'm ready to focus on next Friday.
Yeah, right? Yeah,
let's focus on a week from now, please.
By the way, there's only one Jaguars quarterback on this roster that's in the Hall of Fame right now. Kyle Sloter's jersey is in the Hall of Fame from the New Orleans Breakers, the USFL exhibit. It's over there. I saw it today.
Kyle Sloter's in the Hall of Fame?
Yes, he is.
How about that?
How about that?
He played like a Hall of Famer for brief moments.
He threw a touchdown
He
pass.
threw more touchdowns than all the other quarterbacks combined.
He did.
He did.
Absolutely. So game one in the books, and plenty to discuss after this performance. Some penalties tonight. Erased a punt return. I think
that was a good punt return.
It was nice, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it was a nice punt return. Watching it from field level, Will Johnson did a really good job getting to the wall, and then he scooted. That's something that you want to see because you get a punt return in the preseason. That's when it normally happens. It changed the way people have to play in the regular season. For him, it certainly puts a feather in his cap. It's unfortunate it was a penalty. Did you think it was a penalty? Because I looked on the other side and I looked at the replay. I didn't see.
Was that the Ayo Oyelola holding? Yeah,
yes.
It was a clear hold.
It was a bad hold.
Yeah, they showed it on TV. It's pretty bad. Like the nameplate was at the shoulder pad. That's okay. That's pretty
Despite that, Bucky, when you have a play like that, even if you performed your task as well as you could on that play, if you're Willie Johnson, how far does that go with the coaching staff if you're trying to break through on the 53?
Oh no, it helps. Anytime you break a big return, it helps because that gives you an opportunity to say, hey, maybe he could be a returner. Now you talk about he's playing behind an all-pro returner in Jamal Agnew, but if you can develop a secret skill, like what he's trying to do is survive. He's trying to hang around. That'll give him a chance. Now he needs to break another one or two to kind of make the coaches stand up and say, hey, maybe we have some here. Maybe we need to kind of make sure we give him every opportunity to make this team as a playmaking wide receiver. But if you dazzle in special teams, you dazzle on special teams, you dazzle in the return game, it certainly enhances your chances of making it.
All right, we'll come back in a moment and get into Trayvon Walker's evening. The number one overall draft pick made his debut in the preseason tonight for the Jaguars in a 27-11 loss to the Las Vegas Raiders. We are off and running. This is the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
Reconnect with the best version of you at Amara Med Spa, Northeast Florida's premier luxury medical spa, located in Ponte Vedra, Town Center, Avondale, St. Augustine, and Fernandina. With the most advanced injectors, estheticians, and technology, Amara Med Spa is redefining beauty, offering services such as Botox and filler, M-Sculpt Neo, painless laser hair removal, and advanced skincare treatments. Visit theamaramedspa.com and book a complimentary consultation today.
Your pet means the world to you, so Pet Paradise created a slice of paradise just for them. Pet Paradise is your complete pet health care destination with resort-style day camp, overnight boarding, professional grooming, and compassionate veterinary care from New Day, all located under one roof. Pet Paradise has over 50 locations open or under development to serve pet fanatics like you nationwide. Book today at petparadise.com, the official pet care provider of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
With the first pick in the 2022 draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Duck Duck Rooter, the best plumbing and septic company in Florida.
Congratulations, Duck Duck Rooter. So tell us, how does it feel to be picked number one?
Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic Services is excited to announce we're a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When you need help tackling any type of plumbing or septic issue, call our team of first-round draft picks for the win. DuckDuckRooter.com. That's DuckDuckRooter.com.
Travel Camp RV, official RV dealer of the Jacksonville Jaguars, invites you to come shop their huge selection of inventory for your dream RV. With locations across the Southeast, you're sure to find them close by. Get value pricing on the top RV brands in the country, paired with the guaranteed best financing options available. You can also shop their inventory at TravelCamp.com. Travel Camp RV has helped more families make more great memories in an RV since 1982. They're excited to add you to the Travel Camp RV family today.
When it comes to water, choose our team, the winning team. Choose CGC Water Treatment. CGC Water Treatment works, and it works for DG too. Former Jags QB, David Garrard.
If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Discover the kinetical difference.
Call CGC Water Treatment at 844-CGC-JAGS or visit cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local independent Connecticut dealers.
Welcome back. It's Jaguars Scoreboard Show. After a 27-11 loss to the Raiders in the Hall of Fame game, JP Shadrick, Bucky Brooks, Mike Dempsey. Glad you're with us from Canton, Ohio, and it's just the beginning of what should be a very fun weekend around here. I got a chance to go through the Hall of Fame today and see a lot of the Baselli stuff that's in there, and, of course, tomorrow night, the Gold Jacket Dinner, and then the enshrinement ceremony Saturday. What a weekend it should be. It started, though, with the Hall of Fame game tonight, 27-11. It was the debut of Trayvon Walker, the number 1 overall pick, and we touched on this a little earlier, was impactful right away, and just need to see a little more as the time goes along, a little more of a well-rounded approach for him. It feels like, right?
What are you talking about?
You said
we
that.
We played one game, we got a sack.
Oh, yes. Well, we used
to do that every game. We got 17.
Didn't, like 5 minutes ago, we just talked about
Martin Key is on pace. Never mind. Sorry.
What in the world?
No. He certainly needs to diversify his game. I just know if he's capable of. Most time, like a power rusher is a power rusher. It's hard for a power rusher to then develop a repertoire of things. And so maybe he can develop into being a consistent double-digit sack guy, but it's hard because if he's never necessarily shown it to this point, it's hard to say that all of a sudden in the pros he's going to develop those skills that will enable him to have it. Normally you already have it in your bag a little bit.
I agree with Bucky. I'll take 17, but it doesn't usually work like that. Let me ask you, Bucky, the people I talk to, the Jaguar fans, are mostly when you get outside of Trevor Lawrence, naming the linebacker core is the group that they're most excited about here.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't seen Devin Lloyd yet. Foye Oluokun led the league in tackles. We know Josh Allen's capable of doing these things, and there may be some quality depth there as well. As this is good overall unit potentially that's on this roster?
Absolutely. I think it could be the strength of their team. When you think about the guys that are playing on the second level, we have to include the edges, because if you're going to say linebackers, that would include Trayvon and Josh Allen, to go with Devin Lloyd and Oluokun. They absolutely can be difference makers, and they all have, I would say, unique skills that they bring to the table. Devin Lloyd, to me, is the wild card of the bunch, because when you watched him at Utah, he can rush off the edge. He's a great blitzer. He can play in space. He has a lot of versatility in his game that I think they can max out and utilize in. If Mike Caldwell is going to do like his mentor Todd Bowles did to get the Tampa Bay Bucs defense right, he is going to solve all of their problems with pressure. When things are going awry, dial up the blitz. And, a lot of it depends on how well the guys hold up in the back end. But if he unleashes that quartet and puts them in a situation where we saw more stunts in games and stuff, like, it becomes problematic, because now when you blitz early and then you bluff and back off, but they're running games like Arden Key and Trayvon Walker were able to do on Arden Key's first sack, it just becomes a problem because the offense can't figure out who's coming. They see ghosts. You then begin to get free runners to the quarterback. And I know, and talking to their coaches, that's how they want to play. They want to make it tough on the quarterback.
Let's come back and get into the offensive line. A debut there of the center tonight. Right? Luke Fortinet?
I mean, he did debut.
Yeah, we'll get your thoughts on his.
He did debut. He was solid.
Okay, hold it. We'll take a break. This is called a tease in the business. And we're back with Luke Fortinet talk after this. It's the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
Jaguars select Duck Rooter, the best plumbing and septic company in Florida.
Congratulations, Duck Rooter. So tell us, how does it feel to be picked number 1?
Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic Services is excited to announce we're a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When you need help tackling any type of plumbing or septic issue, call our team of first-round draft picks for the win. DuckDuckRooter.com. That's DuckDuckRooter.com.
Touchdown at Jaguars away games when you fly nonstop from Jacksonville International Airport. Join the Jaguars in D.C., Los Angeles. Watch them win in Philly, Indy, Detroit, Nashville, New York, and Houston. When you fly nonstop from Jax, on-airport parking will punt the stress from your travel itinerary. Garage facilities offer defensive coverage from the weather and are a 50-yard dash from the terminal. Economy parking is just $6 a day. To learn more about nonstop flights and on-airport parking, visit flyjax.com.
At most sandwich places, asking for more of something is just part of the drill. But what if you never had to ask for more? What if more was just a given? At Daly's, more is what our sandwiches are built on. More meat, more cheese, more veggies, more quality, more taste. All for a price that's anything but more. Sandwiches from Dash, made fresh. Daly's.
Are your heating and cooling costs extremely high? Do you want to extend the lifespan of your heating and cooling system investment? If so, Florida Home Air Conditioning is ready to help you save some money. Schedule your annual AC or heating system tune-up today with Florida Home Air Conditioning for only $59. Florida Home Air Conditioning, official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Call 855-FLA-HOME.
License number CMC 1250399, CFC 1430664, EC 130-08557.
How far should we go? When it comes to the health of children, we will stop at nothing, focusing on prevention as much as cures. Working with community leaders, educators, policymakers to make every child's world a place for them to thrive. Going to the nth degree and beyond. Nemours Children's Health, well beyond medicine. Join the journey at nemours.org/beyond.
Your pet means the world to you, so Pet Paradise created a slice of paradise just for them. Pet Paradise is your complete pet health care destination with resort-style day camp, overnight boarding, professional grooming, and compassionate veterinary care from New Day, all located under one roof. Pet Paradise has over 50 locations open or under development to serve pet fanatics like you nationwide. Book today at petparadise.com, the official pet care provider of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Welcome back to the Scoreboard Show. JP Shadrick, Mike Dempsey, Bucky Brooks, 27-11, the final score. Raiders over the Jaguars in the Hall of Fame game from Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium in Canton, Ohio. Well, the offensive line of focus in training camp, couple of position battles. You know, we've been talking about that left guard spot. Tyler Shatley has had really all the first-team reps in training camp so far. He didn't play in the game tonight. And then at right tackle, of course, early in camp, it's Jawan Taylor and Walker Little. Well, Taylor's got a hamstring issue. He hasn't practiced in pads yet, so it's been Walker Little getting all those reps. He played tonight. And then Luke Fortner, the center, has gotten every first-team rep in camp and started the game tonight. So still, you know, a lot of football to be played, but what did you make of the play up front tonight?
The play up front, I think, starting inside, because my eyes were primarily on Luke Fortner because it starts in the middle. He's a rookie starter. I thought he held his own. When you watch him in the run game, he has some nastiness to him that is impressive. The way that he finishes on the second level, you want to see. But then more importantly, I thought he did a really good job communicating what he needed to up front to make sure they got him the right protection. They didn't appear to have any egregious errors where you have free runners to the quarterback. A lot of times that means the protection calls were solid. Now, those other two spots, right tackle and left guard, you got to wait and see what that looks like.
Okay.
Yeah, the Walker Little thing is, you know, by all accounts, it appears that he should have the inside track on that job, but it doesn't seem like sometimes that the coaching staff is fully warmed up to the idea that he's the guy, or maybe they're going to make him earn it. And so it just makes me pause because I've never heard them talk him up like they've talked some of the other young guys. So it just makes me wonder if they view him like we viewed him last year when he was drafted and stuff.
And how they viewed him, probably. I don't think they'd taken 45th overall. I think he was the succession plan at left tackle in their mind, Bucky, and obviously things went down a different path. Had Jeff Loggeman on Jaguars Today early this week, and in Jeff's opinion, and look, I'm not an offensive line grader. That's I think if you haven't played the game, it's the weakest point for people to evaluate. But Jeff said he thought that Jawan Taylor actually outplayed Walker Little when he was able to go early in training camp. Now, that's only a few days, and it was in non-padded practices. So I think that battle's going to be waged for a few more weeks at this point.
Oh, I think so. Because I think with Jawan Taylor, if they felt that good about Walker Little, they would already put him in. They wouldn't go through this exercise of a competition and those things. They would say, hey, Walker Little is doing it. You saw how they did with Luke Fortinet.
Exactly.
After a while, they were like, yeah, that's cool, Tyler Shadrick. You gonna move over.
Go to guard.
We can give him the ball. Yeah, so because it's a true competition, I think they are undecided on who should be the guy to get it.
Regardless of who plays right tackle, with the youth of Fortner and maybe Walker Little going into his second year, how much do they benefit from having a 5-time Pro Bowler playing in between them?
They benefit a ton because you're always as good as your neighborhood. And so if you understand how to play with a good neighbor like Sherp, then you can kind of direct it. Like if you're a center, you don't have to be the greatest center if your guard play is good, because now you know that body help-wise, I always have a stud in there. Now, he may not help me intentionally, but his body being right there, I understand how to, hey, I'm going to direct people in close quarters towards him, so I may benefit from the help. The other side, like you talk about right tackle, it's also there. I can be a little heavier setting to the outside because I got a buddy that knows if he comes inside, I'm going to choke slam him. And so that makes it easier for everybody, but you still need to be able to hold up on your own, because what's happening at right tackle, more teams are putting a dominant player on their side, where before you could get away with having a slap. You can't have a slap at right tackle no more. He has to have feet and athleticism and be able to balance it up, because if not, they'll put the speedster there. Put the speedster on that side on defensive end.
Let's take another timeout. Plenty more ahead, reviewing this Jaguars loss to the Las Vegas Raiders. 27-11, the final score. This is the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
When it comes to water, choose our team, the winning team. Choose CGC Water Treatment. CGC Water Treatment works, and it works for DG, too. Former Jags QB, David Garrard.
If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Discover the kinetical difference.
Call CGC Water Treatment at 844-CGC-JAGS or visit cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local independent Kinetico dealers.
Brooks Rehabilitation has more than 50 years of experience serving the North Florida community with cutting-edge rehabilitation care, ranging from joint replacements, sports injuries, and balance issues to traumatic brain injuries, spinal cord injuries, and strokes. Their highly trained clinical teams span across their system of care to include inpatient, outpatient, skilled nursing, assisted living and memory care, home health, and adaptive community programs. Learn more at brooksrehab.org. Brooks is proud to be the rehabilitation provider for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Travel Camp RV, official RV dealer of the Jacksonville Jaguars, invites you to come shop their huge selection of inventory for your dream RV. With locations across the Southeast, you're sure to find them close by. Get value pricing on the top RV brands in the country, paired with the guaranteed best financing options available. You can also shop their inventory at travelcamp.com. Travel Camp RV has helped more families make more great memories in an RV since 1982. They're excited to add you to the Travel Camp RV family today.
When it comes to water, choose our team, the winning team. Choose CGC Water Treatment. CGC Water Treatment works, and it works for DG, too. Former Jags QB, David Garrard.
If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Discover the kinetical difference.
Call CGC Water Treatment at 844-CGC-JAGS or visit cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local independent Kinetico dealers.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
Reconnect with the best version of you at Amara Med Spa, Northeast Florida's premier luxury medical spa, located in Ponte Vedra, Town Center, Avondale, St. Augustine, and Fernandina. With the most advanced injectors, estheticians, and technology, Amara Med Spa is redefining beauty, offering services such as Botox and filler, M-Sculpt Neo, painless laser hair removal, and advanced skincare treatments. Visit theamaramedspa.com and book a complimentary consultation today.
Welcome back to the Scoreboard Show. Final score, Raiders 27, Jaguars 11. JP Shadrick with Bucky Brooks and Mike Dempsey from Canton, Ohio. We're in the press box at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium after Jaguars' loss in the Hall of Fame game. Well, we mentioned offensive line battles. We mentioned young players getting some time on defense, but there is a kicking competition, Bucky, and we saw both tonight. Santoso lined up from 60 yards and had the leg for it. He just pushed it to the right. And then Fry made a field goal tonight. So where do you stand on the kicking competition?
Well, the big leg normally is a little intimidating because when he booted it from 60, it was on the line. It just was a little smidge off. I think you have to go with him. I think when you just think about the booming leg, you think about his ability to kick off. I just don't know if we can go a small Fry.
I mean, the opening kickoff of the game goes out of the back of the end zone. We haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah, you like that. That plays to your defense. You make people start out in the mix.
Had to be thinking, okay, I get one field goal opportunity, wet field off the logo, 60 yards. Thank you.
Just to showcase it didn't look like
it would have been great if he made it, man, for sure.
It didn't look like an egregious miss, so
no.
That'll certainly keep him in the mix. But, kicks are so temperamental. You just never know, man.
It's important for this team, though, right? I mean, look.
Absolutely, because when you don't have one, you have no chance.
And you're not going to win a lot of, 14-point blowouts going away yet. You're coming off a 3-win season here. So, win the close ones, Buck.
They could go from worst to first.
They could.
I'm just saying they are.
If they make their kicks.
Oh, I thought you were issuing a bold prediction. No?
No.
And this late hour.
Whenever I make a bold prediction, you'll just hear me refer to print the shirts. Print the shirts and the hats. Get a celebration thing. That the bold prediction always centers around that. Go print the shirts.
You're not doing that after the Hall of Fame game.
No, we're not printing shirts yet.
A little early for that.
A little early for that.
All right, yeah, early in camp. We got 3 more preseason games for that kicking competition. See what happens under the bright lights and a little pressure. Back at home 2 weeks in a row. Hey, it's for every position, too. There's still a lot of football left to be played in this preseason. One final timeout. We're back with our final thoughts, and we'll wrap it up from Canton, Ohio at Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. This is the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.
Decisions are a part of our everyday life. Whether you're building a football team or building your education, your success is built on the decisions you make. So choosing J-Tech as your career training destination should be a no-brainer. With small class sizes, dedicated instructors, job placement assistance, and financial aid available for those who qualify, J-Tech is praised as a good choice by our graduates. Learn how you can build your career the right way by visiting jtech.org for more information.
Are you suffering from shoulder pain? If you have clicking and popping in the shoulder joint, persistent pain that intensifies with use, an inability to lift your arm over your head, or a tingling, burning sensation in the shoulder, elbow, or wrist, waiting to see a doctor could make your injury worse. Baptist Health and Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute have innovative and effective treatment options available right now to relieve your pain and restore your mobility. Don't wait. Call 904-JOI-2000.
Decisions are a part of our everyday life. Whether you're building a football team or building your education, your success is built on the decisions you make. So choosing J-Tech as your career training destination should be a no-brainer. With small class sizes, dedicated instructors, job placement assistance, and financial aid available for those who qualify, J-Tech is praised as a good choice by our graduates. Learn how you can build your career the right way by visiting jtech.org for more information.
Touchdown at Jaguars away games when you fly nonstop from Jacksonville International Airport. Join the Jaguars in D.C., Los Angeles. Watch them win in Philly, Indy, Detroit, Nashville, New York, and Houston. When you fly nonstop from Jax, on airport parking will punt the stress from your travel itinerary. Garage facilities offer defensive coverage from the weather and or a 50-yard dash from the terminal. Economy parking is just $6 a day. To learn more about nonstop flights and on-airport parking, visit flyjax.com.
When it comes to water, choose our team, the winning team. Choose CGC Water Treatment. CGC Water Treatment works, and it works for DG too. Former Jags QB, David Garrard.
If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Discover the kinetical difference.
Call CGC Water Treatment at 844-CGC-JAGS or visit cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local independent Kinetico dealers.
At most sandwich places, asking for more of something is just part of the drill. But what if you never had to ask for more? What if more was just a given? At Daly's, more is what our sandwiches are built on. More meat, more cheese, more veggies, more quality, more taste. All for a price that's anything but more. Sandwiches from Dash, made fresh. Daly's.
Welcome back. It's the Scoreboard Show. Final thoughts from Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium in Canton, Ohio. Final score 27-11. The Raiders over the Jaguars. It is just the beginning of what should be a memorable weekend here in Canton, Ohio. We heard from Tony Baselli. Well, we hear from him all the time, but we heard from him tonight. I had a chance to visit with him this morning ahead of the game, played that in the pregame today, and then he came on during the game broadcast tonight. He was presented along with the rest of the class of 2022 at the start of the game on the field. A lot of Jaguar cheers from the stands when that came out. I think they were about the loudest group here, which is great, and I'm sure that will just build as the next 2 days go along. Big events coming up Friday, Saturday. Of course, tomorrow is the Gold Jacket Dinner at the arena in downtown Canton. And then Saturday noon is the enshrinement ceremony, and then there's a big Jaguars after party after that. There's a lot. This is one of those that if you're here, if you're a Jaguars fan, you've been building up to this for 28 years, Mike, and it's finally happening.
Yeah, and look, I mean, the main point of celebration is going to come Saturday. Tonight would have been nice just to start the Doug Peterson era off with a W of any kind. But look, the bottom line would be, even if they win the game tonight, a lot of the guys that would have contributed to that victory still wouldn't be on the 53-man roster at the end of the day. So it's a great time to celebrate Tony and his legacy. And as we talked about in the pregame, JP, he's carrying a piece of every Jaguar fan on his shoulders this weekend. You know, he's representing the organization, the fan base, city of Jacksonville, all of us who've worked with Tony and known him for a long time. And just, you know, look, he's earned it, man. He did it with his own hard work, maybe a little bit overdue, but better late than never, and hopefully the first of at least several that ultimately get in wearing the teal.
I can't wait for the next 2 days, Bucky.
No, it should be an exciting time. I think the thing for Jaguars fans and everyone around the organization, Tony getting in changes the perception of the organization. As the first one, he becomes the gold standard player. And if you even think about it from a personnel standpoint, you want players who exhibit those qualities. And so when you think about gold jacket guys, there are a little over 300 guys in the hall. That standard is high. But if you're able to secure enough guys that have those kinds of qualities, not only from a football character standpoint, but from a game, that's when your team can begin to compete at a championship level.
Bucky, well done on the sideline tonight.
Oh, thanks, man.
It's good to see. And you're all right in the post game too. That was good.
Just trying.
That was great.
This guy's a trooper now. Come on. Bucky's on a plane in Cleveland at 6:10 in the a.m. tomorrow.
That's like 5 hours.
I understand that.
That's like today.
Crash and burn. It's going to be a 6 o'clock Friday night knockout on the couch.
Well, thank you for hanging with us.
Me and Luna.
We will see you.
No Parmesan.
No.
Parmesan is quiet.
No more, huh?
Yeah.
Got to get that rest, though. Because coming up Friday, the Cleveland Browns come to town for preseason week 1 officially in the NFL, and that's at TIAA Bank Field. Tickets 633-2000, or visit jaguars.com/tickets. That'll do it for our coverage from Canton, Ohio. Our thanks to Linda Fortunato and Gabby Dalton back in the studio tonight. Our entire crew on site. For Bucky Brooks and Mike Dempsey, I'm JP Shadrick. Thank you for listening to the Scoreboard Show. Final score for the final time from Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium. Raiders 27, Jaguars 11. This has been the Scoreboard Show on Jaguars Radio.